Hello and welcome to the live stream, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host JT and you are watching Black Box Trading. We are a channel that covers the technical side of Bitcoin as well as a little bit of fundamentals, but yeah, we've been focusing a lot on the technical side of it. We're long and strong and not expecting a dip anytime soon. A lot of people think that this is a dip. What is this? A dip for ants? This is not a dip. We're still in up only mode. That's how I feel anyways. What do you guys think? What do you drop it in the chat? We bullish, we bearish? What are we feeling? Are we heading down to lower levels? Is this it? Is this the dip? Let's get into it. Let's take a look at the charts. Let's take a look at the king of all crypto here, Bitcoin, baby. So what we are looking at is basically, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it really simple here. Let's grab one of these horizontal rays. We'll go to the high of the consolidation at the buyer's climax. Boom. I mean, we broke above and now we're retesting. It's looking good to me. You know, I say up only all the time. This is up only. Even though you have these like small, like 3, 4, 5% pullbacks, when you're in a multi-month expansion phase, when you're in the acceleration phase, guys, it doesn't go straight up. There's going to be little tiny pullbacks, and those pullbacks more often than not are due to people being too bullish and they're putting on too much leverage and they're exposing themselves too much to the market. And then, you know, the price sits back on them, hits the stop loss, and they get forced to sell. They're not a seller. They're not a bear. They're overly bullish. And the market, in cryptocurrency, we don't hold any leverage in the system. The moment that you can't pay back your margin, you're liquidated, it goes to the spot market, it's settled. So, you know, there's going to be these ebbs and flows on the way up to this larger trajectory. And yeah, it's up only, ladies and gentlemen. Let me slurp into the mic here with my green tea. That's my thoughts anyways. That's my thoughts. So let's take a look here. Let's dive in a little bit deeper. The fund AU, happy to touch 102, then head to all-time high. Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. That's right down here. That's an area of interest for me as well. I honestly don't think we're going to get there, and I'll get to why I think that in just a moment. But the 7 has been holding as a lot of support. The next support below us is going to be the 30, and the 30 is at 103. Your target's 102, my target's 103. We're kind of in the same ballpark. We're in the same area. We're thinking the same things. We're just getting there by different methods. Now, the other kind of area of interest for me is actually on the RSI. So the 58 on the RSI, I know it's a weird number, but I just look at a lot of these support / resistance flip areas. You can see resistance, support, broke through support, massive rally, held as support, resistance, support, resistance. It's just a very interesting area where there's a lot of areas where, as long as we can stay above it, and if we can bounce off that 58 level, we maintain a very healthy and aggressive upwards trajectory in the overall price. And when you get below it and get trapped below it, typically you see longer extended periods of consolidation or even a downtrend. Now, today's candle, which is coming a few days after a weekly close, by the way. These weekly closes usually go for a little bit of a liquidity grab. They go for a little bit of a test. We test the bulls. Where are the bulls showing up? You know, 5% correction, or 5% move down to test a support level or test a bullish. Testing the demand side of the trade is totally normal at each weekly close. It's looking good. So if this candle closes, we got, 6 hours left in this daily candle. If by 6 hours we are above 58 again, and we're going to bounce off of the 58 here in the RSI, it's just going to rally. It's just going to rally. We have this weekly close. The weekly close needs to come down for a test. I don't like how things render on the index chart. I'm going to go over to BitGet futures chart. But yeah, we're just coming down for a test. We're testing the weekly close. We're testing the weekly low, the weekly open, of the prior week. So last week we opened at a price of 106,475, currently at 106,420. We'll see how things close. If we close at or around or above that level of on the BitGet futures chart of 106.4, we'll call it 460. If we close anything at 106.460, which is literally $40 away, and we got 6 hours left in the candle, it's just a little liquidity test. I'm not worried. So a lot of people not freaking out, but we got a couple of people in the group that might be kind of new to my style of trading, might be new to the finer nuances of how Bitcoin moves. Guys, this is totally normal. Like, if this was, the S&P 500, everybody would be freaking out at a 5% move down. This is Bitcoin, dude. That's just like somebody sneezed over here and the price went down. It's a non-issue. It's probably as a result. Did you guys see this on Twitter? The cows, the shake. I gotta show it to you. I'm sure you saw it. Let's pull up a tab on Twitter here. It's so cringe. What it reminds me of? How we were all like dunking on the Ethereum. I can't remember which. It was ETH Denver one year, where they were talking about, oh, here it is. Yeah, here it is. Let me pull it up. And it's like the same shit. Sorry, I'm like trying to do two things at once. I apparently can't talk and explain what it is that I'm trying to talk about at the same time. But you all know what we're talking about here. We're talking about this horrendous. What an embarrassment. What an embarrassing time to be a Bitcoiner, ladies and gentlemen. So, we were all dunking on ETH Denver when they were doing the badger snake bullshit. Look at us. We're no better. It's disgusting. Whatever's going on down. I'm kind of, part of me is upset that I'm not at the Bitcoin conference in Las Vegas, because I am just coincidentally enough North American time zone right now. But after seeing that, I'm like, you know what? I think it's okay that I'm not at the Bitcoin conference. So bull run this time feels like it's going to be small compared to 2021. We'll see. I disagree, but we will see. Only time will tell. I'm definitely in a position to allow the market to do its work, and I'm bullish. When I'm bullish, there is no top. When I'm bullish and we're in an uptrend, the target's infinity. And when I'm bearish and we're in a downtrend, the target is zero. I'm more than willing to see what the market is willing to give us. I do think that the fundamentals of this market are different. There was a lot of, we'll see. There was a lot of paper Bitcoin last cycle. I'm not saying that there's no paper Bitcoin this cycle. I'm actually starting to really hate on Saylor quite a bit. That was another thing that happened during the conference there, is somebody asked him about proof of reserves, and he basically said, we don't need to do proof of reserves. It's a security risk. Absolute bullshit. Absolute complete bullshit. Don't trust, verify, people. Don't trust, verify. There is no reason why a company that's entire business model is to hold Bitcoin on behalf of its shareholders. There's absolutely zero reason why you would not want transparency with that. I am not a fan of MicroStrategy, MSTR. I'm not a fan of MSTY. I think if you like Bitcoin, go get Bitcoin. If you are too stupid to hold Bitcoin, you shouldn't have Bitcoin. A lot of people are opting for the stock because it's just easier for them. Sorry, if you can't figure out how to hold on to 12 words, then you don't really deserve much upside, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't trust Saylor worth a damn. I haven't trusted him for a long time. The proof of reserves has always been something where I was just like, okay, yeah, he keeps saying he's buying Bitcoin, but where's the proof? Don't trust, verify. Show me where the Bitcoin that you keep saying you're buying is. and he's not doing it. As far as I'm concerned, he holds 0 Bitcoin. As far as I'm concerned, if you are a MicroStrategy holder, you hold 0 Bitcoin. Might be a little harsh, might be a little too much, but that's how I feel. And I think that, I've said for months now, and we'll see. We have plenty of bull market left ahead of us. But I've said for almost the better part of a year now, I don't know how, I don't know why, but Michael Saylor will be the one to cause the bear market. Michael Saylor will take the brunt of all of the negative press for the bear market. Michael Saylor, who everyone thinks is, the Jesus of this cycle, is going to be the most hated man in crypto. I don't know how, I don't know why. This is just a speculative thing, but that's how I feel. Anyways, going back to Bitcoin. So that's what we're looking for this close here on the daily. Anything above that 106,460 is a-okay for me. If we do lose this level of support, I'd be looking at that 103. Going over to the 4 hour, do we have any divs? Do we have any divergences playing out? A little bit of a divergence. It's unconfirmed at this point, but we do have the RSI at a higher low currently than the price is. But, we got 2 hours left in that candle before it closes, but support is holding. Support is holding. This area right here is holding. So I'm bullish, and I'm bullish enough to say that this level right here, I think this is the low. This candle right here represents the low of this consolidation before we pivot back to the upside and start trending to higher levels. If I was to guess, look, I don't have a crystal ball, but based off of what I can see here, that's what I'm thinking. 32 people in the live stream. If you guys would do me a solid, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, retweet, repost. Do the things that help get this message out to other people. I am not a content creator that takes paid ads. I am not a content creator that does any sort of shilling, and I am a content creator that doesn't pander to what I think will get the most clicks. So I do need your help to keep this channel afloat. I do need your help to get this message out to as many people as possible. So if you'd be so kind as to hit the like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the things, even just say, yo, here for the algorithm, whatever. Does help us out, because we often don't say what people want to hear. Therefore, we don't get the love that we deserve here on YouTube. So anyways, let's take a look at MicroStrategy. What's going on with MicroStrategy? I've seen a lot of tweets of people complaining about MicroStrategy. We got the paper-handed bullshitters upset that their paper Bitcoin's not going up, and while Bitcoin has been going up. Not worried, honestly. I don't hold MicroStrategy. I don't recommend to hold MicroStrategy. But if you're an MSTR holder, this chart doesn't look bad to me at all. Actually, you've got that double bottom with a higher low. We have a new high inside of the consolidation. We're coming back down for a new higher low. I really don't see anything wrong with this chart. And if I was a betting man, I think this is the low right here, and we're going to come up for a new high. Break out this level, and probably the next move will result in a new all-time high for MicroStrategy. So all things considered, I do think that MicroStrategy is looking good here. How long do you think this cycle will last? It's a tough question, man. It's a tough question. It depends how fast it goes, really. If we keep stair-stepping our way up slowly, where we go, we take an impulse of $10,000 to $20,000, then we consolidate for a bit, then take another impulse, $20,000 to $30,000, and we just have that slow consolidated stair step up. This could go into Q2 of next year. But I'm not expecting that to happen. I actually think that we're going to have something similar to what we saw in 2017. I know it doesn't feel like it, but that is what I'm expecting, where we will have something like this, where the acceleration really kind of goes quite quickly. So with that case in mind, we're looking at about 6 months, 6 more months of bull market. Now, the 6 more months of bull market will get us to a price of anywhere between 176 to 2.3 million. We're going to just ignore that top target. This is just the fib extensions here, but anywhere from $180,000 to $793,000, I think, is totally within reason for this cycle over a 6-month period. I know it sounds crazy, but guess what? The last 6 months of any bull market is crazy. That's what gets everybody in. So can we look at Coinbase? Sure. Coin. Speaking of scams, I hope you guys don't hold anything on Coinbase. Coinbase is a great place to put your money if you don't want access to it. I just don't think you should hold stocks, but that's me. The stocks are fine. Stocks are fine. You'll never catch me holding the fucking stock. Looks all right. I mean, it's definitely chopping around a bit, but this is one that will be a winner. The theme of this market so far, this cycle so far, is very institutionalized. It's very stock market driven. We're seeing, we're seeing a lot of focus and attention go towards Bitcoin treasury companies. So as a result of Bitcoin treasury companies, and as a result of Coinbase not only being a treasury company, but also being a custodian for a lot of these companies, you're going to see the share price go up for sure. It's kind of an ugly chart right now, though. I'm not ugly, but there's nothing glaringly obvious to tell me that this is ready to take off right now. I become extremely bullish basically above this level. So currently we're kind of below the area where my bias would be really bullish. And we're kind of getting rejected from that area. So for Coinbase, you want to be above 283. Once you get above 283, it's looking really good, and it's probably going to rally up to all-time highs, probably. At least, it'll be by the end of this bull market, Coinbase will be at probably close to $1,000 a share, I would imagine. Let's see how Bitcoin dominance is doing. Bitcoin dominance falling a little bit. Falling a little bit. The altcoins haven't seen too much love from what I have gathered. Yeah, not too much love. Let's see here. Yeah, there's a couple winners in there. We'll dive into that in just a moment, but I'm still expecting that big move up in dominance. I still think that we're going to have a big rally in Bitcoin that is going to bring Bitcoin dominance up very high and bring the altcoin, and the alts are not going to move. It's going to be just like a look out, it's Bitcoin's move type exciting move that's going to happen. I don't know what's going to trigger it. But it'll be a news-driven event. There will be some sort of announcement coming from, I don't know, it could be coming from the Trump administration. It could be coming from, I don't know, Apple making an announcement that they're dropping a Bitcoin wallet. I don't know. But it will be a news narrative-driven event that will cause Bitcoin to move up to $125,000 to $150,000 in a matter of days. And with that context, you can absolutely expect to see Bitcoin dominance just rip up to 70, at which point it will decline and altcoins will begin to start their 30x move. Yes, you heard that right, 30x move. I'm expecting an altcoin season just like we've seen in every other cycle. Now, the thing about altcoin season that everybody seems to forget is Bitcoin has been going up for like 3 years. From the bottom, we're in our third year of it going up. Bitcoin goes up for a long time. 3 years of bull, 1 year of bear. Altcoins don't do that. Altcoins go up for 4 months. Oops, that's 3, 4 months. That's it, and they do it at the end. So all these crypto shills that are talking about, altcoin season this, altcoin season that, altcoin season's happening right now. They're just shills that are trying to separate you from their money so that they can steal your money and go and buy Bitcoin with it. Altcoin season is very short. It's very exciting. You'll get a 30x in your portfolio if you're allocated correctly and you don't touch it, you don't mess around with it too much, and you don't use leverage. Don't recommend leverage on an altcoin. But when that condition comes, man, it's going to be exciting. But it's like 3 or 4 months, then it's done, finished. Super quick, way quicker than anybody's usually counting on. All right, we got a couple requests here for Sonic. Let's take a look at some of the bigger ones first. Let's take a look at ETH. ETH BTC moving up. I'm still thinking that we come down for a double bottom of some kind. It doesn't have to come down and retest the same level, but I do expect something around the 2 million sat mark for ETH before I get excited. So we'll have to see how that plays out, but it's having a great day today. It's moving up out of this bull flag consolidation. This is on the weekly. If we go to the daily, you can see that that's a very, very healthy formation that ETH is doing. If it can keep this up and close a daily candle above 2.5 million sats per ETH, it'll probably continue up to the 3 million sat mark. So could be good. But like I said, I still am expecting some sort of a test down around the 2 million sat mark for ETH. Solana doing Solana things. Still expecting another test. It's not the time for alts. Not yet. We're getting really close. I know I've been saying that for like over 6 months. We're getting close. Still not time. The market matures at the rate at which it matures at, and we can't force the market to do anything. We can't force anything to happen sooner than it is going to happen. When the liquidity shifts and the liquidity moves into alts, we'll be there. We'll be one of the first ones to identify that shift, and we will be positioned accordingly. Until that time happens, nothing yet. JT, could you please talk about the alphanumerics indicator suite? Do you use it regularly? Why or why not? Well, it's not really a suite. It's just a single indicator, and it's pretty much all I use. I do throw in a little RSI here and there. I do like divergences, especially in smaller time frames. But if you're talking like investments and you're talking trend analysis and actionable events, bull market, bear market bias, it's all I use. And it's a very simple strategy to learn as well, because it's basically built of 2 separate components. You have the bias wave. You can see this wave that turns red and green. That tells you what the bias is. When it's green, you should be looking for long setups. When it's red, you should be looking for short setups. When it's green, we're in a bull market. When it's red, we're in a bear market. And then you have the actions based off of this moving average array. This is nothing proprietary. This is nothing. I guess the wave is proprietary, but the moving average array is just the 7, the 30, and the 50. We talk about it all the time. And when the 7 crosses the 30, when you're on the daily chart, that means when the weekly average price goes above the monthly average price, it's a buy. When it goes below, it's a sell. So if you have a buy when the wave is green, you're bullish, you go long. If you have a sell when the wave is red, you're bearish, you go short. It's pretty simple. It's easy to learn. Like I said, you can learn it basically in an afternoon. It's just a matter of implementing it. And it's all I use. I love it. And another thing that I really love about it is the waves, or the yeah, these green diamonds. So when you go on the weekly chart, look at these frickin' things. It's like, it's so good. Let's, yeah. Boom. Called the bear market bottom. Bear market bottom. Bear market bottom. Bear market bottom. So, you know, we can have a lot of fun trying to call the top. Nobody's ever going to call the top. Nobody's going to nail the top. You can certainly sell the top, but it's because you've determined that X amount of price, I'm going to do that. There's no technical indicator out there that will pinpoint the actual top of the market, but there are technical indicators that will pinpoint the bottom of the market, and we have one, and it's alphanumerics, and we love it. You know, it's so much more powerful. It's way more powerful for you to nail the bottom than it is for you to nail the top. And the reason that is bottoms happen slowly. Tops are like instantaneous. When a top comes in, it's going to be like a 15-minute candle, where that's where the top comes in, and then it comes and it goes within a 15-minute time frame. When the bottom comes in, it's weeks. So the bottom signal came in here. Yeah, you could have gotten some lower prices, but basically you had 200 days to take action on that signal. 200 days to take action on that signal. Over here, you had 100 days to take action on that signal. The bottoms are so much more important than the tops. I'm not going to dwell on it too much because we're obviously not looking for a bottom right now, but moving forwards, if you aren't in the Discord, get into the Discord or get yourself a copy of alphanumerics, because there are certain things that we share in the group. The green diamond signal, the bear market buy signal, gets directly fed into the Discord. You will be notified at which it's time to, like, not financial advice, but go and find yourself a shit ton of money to inject into this market. And yeah, it's great. It's the best buy out there. It's the best indicator. It's the best indicator out there. I mean, like, it's the best one that I know about it. There's a million indicators under the sun. I'm sure you can find one that might nail it, but it's just been so consistent. It's nailed every bear market bottom. So yeah, the for that alone, alphanumerics is worth the price of admission. And then on top of that, you get all the trend-based analysis and the trend-based actionable events. It's a great indicator. It's all we use. Can you do a fib chart for SUI? Sure. I don't think it will be very helpful, but we'll do it. SUI, we're bearish. We're below our bias line, so we're bearish. Typically, when you're doing a fib, you want to target the 1.272, which will bring us to 8,000 sats per SUI. We got to go to log, actually, sorry. 20,000 sats per SUI. That's a lot better, right? 20,000 sats per SUI. So that's a 500% move from here, with the extended target at 38,000 sats per SUI. And that's 1,000x, or sorry, not 1,000x. That's 1,000% from here for conservative targets. But honestly, it can go much higher in the right context, in the right environment. It can go much higher. I don't do any technicals on altcoins. It's trend-based analysis only. And when Bitcoin says the party's over, I'm out. Too much technical analysis on an altcoin is just a complete waste of time. You're either going to sell too early or you're going to sell too late. Bitcoin is the DJ, man. When the music stops playing, you get out. I don't care what prices you wanted. I don't care if your expectations were exceeded. It doesn't matter. When Bitcoin says the party's over, you get out. Bitcoin's easy to read. Altcoins are not easy to read. When Bitcoin dominance is falling, altcoins are going up. And they are outperforming Bitcoin. So you hold Bitcoin for 3 years. And then at the last 6 months, you sell like 10% of your Bitcoin, 5% of your Bitcoin, and you put it into some alts. And that 5% of your alts will pretty much double your Bitcoin position in the right context. And boom, you're laughing. Hey, did I miss much? Just catching the stream live for once. You missed the keys to the universe, man. We're going deep. Meaning of life. All this stuff that can't be repeated. The Illuminati will get me if I repeat everything. This is information they are not supposed to disclose, but I'm giving it to you guys for free. Sonic. Did we take a look at Sonic? No, we didn't. Let's get rid of this XRP chart because nobody cares about XRP. Right? Nobody gives a fuck about XRP. Down at the bottom, man. It doesn't get any lower than that. I think we'd get... Every time I look at the Sonic chart, I'm tempted. Now you'll notice how slow I move. I say it all the time. It's like, ooh, this looks tempting. I don't do anything about it. Why? This is why. Because we're climbing. Bitcoin dominance is climbing. There's no reason to take action. I was excited when we got down here. I didn't buy. Some people probably bought when we got down here. And now look at you. You got to wait. There's no point. Now, to add context to this, Sonic will be up here. It will be up here by the time Bitcoin dominance starts falling to the level that I think is okay. And that's fine. That's fine. I'm not trying to nail the bottom. You shouldn't try to nail the bottom because people who try to nail the bottom nail it too early and then they lose 50% of their position trying to nail the bottom. Like, no, wait for the trend to change, wait for it to go up, wait for the momentum to be in your favor. It's like sailing a boat. If you sail into the wind, you're not getting anywhere. You need the wind behind you for you to move forwards. Wait for the wind to shift in your favor. Wait for it to get you to your destination. And give up nailing the bottom in order for that privilege to have the market work for you. So, looks tempting, but we'll see. We'll see. Mike Max, have a good day, brother. Yeah, you missed out. What do you think of the options expiration tweet I put in the trading chat in the Discord? Let's see. Usually I don't care. Options expiry alert at 8 a.m. UTC tomorrow. Over 11 billion in crypto options are set to expire on Deribit. Cool. I don't know, man. It's always a coin flip with those. I don't care. There are, and that's not to say that it's not valuable information. It's just, it's not information that I'm interested in. Listen, there's a million things that you can look at in this market, and some of it's good and some of it's crap. I think open interest is probably something worth you doing a deep dive into, but for me, I just don't think I need it. I do fine just looking at price action. I do fine. Like, I don't need to like spend hours researching, put to call ratios and all of this stuff for me to determine what I think the end result of an option expiry is going to be. All I know is when option expiry takes place, there's a high volume event because, new contracts are sold and people roll over into, the next period contract, and you get a shuffling of the order book. There's winners, there's losers, but the important thing is volume takes place. And when volume takes place, you get a more accurate representation of price and the context of the order book, which I have determined is stacked more bullish than bearish, meaning there are more bids than there are asks. If there's volume going through an order book, it's likely to result in higher prices. So if we have $11 billion being settled on the markets that day, it's more than likely, in my opinion, going to result in higher prices, not lower prices, just given the context that demand is higher than supply currently. But I didn't need to do any analysis on the order book to determine that. I don't, it's just not something that I pay attention to. Not to discredit it. It's totally valid information. It's just not anything I use. Let's take a look at track. Let's hold our excitement. Where are we, ladies and gentlemen? Where are we? We are below the excitement line. So if you are excited when we are below the excitement line, you are wrong. Stop it. Not time to be excited. We're below the excitement line. Once we break 60, then we get excited. The trade continues. The trade goes on. No worries, Blacksmith. Did I miss anything in the chat? Spam your tickers, ladies and gents, if you want me to take a look at anything. 48 people watching. If you guys haven't already done so, go ahead and check out blackbox.pro. That's BLKBöX.pro. Sign up for your free Bitcoin trading bot today, and you can get logged into the dashboard. We are adding more features to this. We're adding a manual trade API connection so that you can track your manual trades as well, not just your bot trades. That's actually what I'm running currently in beta. This is one of the manual trades that I shared in the Discord, the free Discord, where we trade all of our trade setups, our entries, exits, take profits, all that stuff. $3,000 in profit right now. We were up more, but we're expecting higher prices. $100,000 long on this. It's looking good. Everything's for free, guys. The way that we make money is with the exchange. So we get a micro transaction of your volume. We get 0.03% of your volume. This is a fee that you pay anyways. If you're trading on Binance, if you're trading on Bybit, anywhere that you trade on a centralized exchange, these are fees that you are paying, and they are less fees than you would pay if you're on a decentralized exchange. Decentralized exchanges are still very expensive. But yeah, this comes at no extra cost to you, but people get weirded out. Like, what do you mean it's free? How are you making money? This is how we make money. We get 3 basis points on your volume. So, we get 3 basis points on your volume. But, come in. And as a reminder, there are a lot of impersonators out there. There's a lot of, scammers. If anybody ever asks you for money, you know that it's a scam. If anybody ever asks you for your seed phrase or wallet information, it's a scam. Just don't trust anybody that DMs you. Long story short, like, come into our Discord. If you have questions, we have answers. Just ask them publicly. Don't DM me. And I can guarantee you, I am not DMing you. So any DMs, just pretty much ignore. Tron coin doing something. Tron, or not Ton, which is the Telegram coin, and then Tron is looking okay. A lot of stable coin talks at the Bitcoin conference. Guys, I'm really not liking a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing coming out of the Bitcoin conference. I got to be fully honest with you. I think that Bitcoin's got a long road ahead of us. There's a long road ahead of us if you're a Bitcoiner. We're not going to achieve the goals anytime soon. We are not going to become the global reserve currency for a while, because Wall Street's in and they don't get it. And there's going to have to, unfortunately, the way that things work in this trajectory of new technology adoption is people think they get it, then they try to fit it into their old narrative, and they try to make it suit the traditional system, and it just doesn't work like that. This is new technology that is going to pretty much, like, ultimately remove the stock market. Like, once upon a time, you could go to work, and if you could spend less than you made, you were fine, because we lived on hard money. You didn't need a mutual fund. You didn't need a a TFSA. You didn't need a Roth IRA. You didn't need to invest in the S&P. You didn't need to do any of that. Why? Because your currency wasn't being debased away from you. If you're like a tradesman, a hardworking individual that goes to work and spends less than you make, you are good. So, we're creating all these financial instruments to fit Bitcoin into the mold of the stock market and all this traditional financial mumbo jumbo garbage. And ultimately, we need to get to the point where the world realizes, oh, I don't need to invest anymore. Oh, it's actually just the money works. I don't need to think about yield. I don't need to think about return. ROI is not a thing. APY is not a thing. I just have Bitcoin and it works. So we have a long road ahead of us. But anyways, another conference, another correction. Every year, same story. Yeah, usually. I don't really think that this is a correction, and I don't think it's going to result in any significant downside. I actually think the low is in. But yeah, there has certainly been a lot of correlation with corrections around conferences. But, that there's complacency in that statement. And I think the complacency of that statement could be enough where maybe the low's in. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I left a ticket in your Discord about 3 days ago with my user ID. Never got a response. I would have responded saying we need a UID from you. It could have gotten lost in the shuffle. Let's take a look here. Just a quick look. I don't think I missed anyone. Oh, are you NFT time? Let me know if you're NFT time. I think you did slip through the cracks here. Bitcoin conference has just been a massive circle jerk so far, and the stage for politicians to try and garner support. It's a bit embarrassing in my opinion, but kind of incredible at the same time as to how far it's come. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. What's the old saying? Any publicity is good publicity. We have certainly lost our way as a Bitcoin community. If you're new to Bitcoin, maybe you don't even hold Bitcoin, you hold some Bitcoin exposure through stocks. We've lost our way. It's much more about number go up, and it's much less about separating money and state. It's much less about creating the framework for a new set of rules that the people that we trust who are in power need to follow. It's a lot less anarchist. Peaceful anarchy is kind of what Bitcoin is. And that's not the vibe. So I do think that it will correct in time, because the people who are putting themselves in power right now, putting themselves in a position of power inside of the Bitcoin community, they will fuck up. I guarantee it. I think Saylor's going to fuck up. I think MicroStrategy is going to trade to fucking zero, or damn near where it came from when MicroStrategy first blew up during the .com bubble. I think governments are going to fuck up. I think that there's a lot of mistakes that are going to be made in an attempt to grab power in this industry, and Bitcoin has no room for falsities. Eventually the truth comes out, and Bitcoin is just pure financial truth. And I have faith that we will get back on track. But in the meantime, I think there's going to be a lot of bullshit that happens on this trail of Bitcoin. Yeah, Blonde Bros, we will get you in. I could just maybe quickly see if I can get you in right now. I'm sure you guys just want to see me do some verification of users, but yeah, let's see here. Yep, there you are. Consider it done. Apologies for the delay, good sir. But you are now officially a verified member. There we go. Boom, you're in. I'm going to delete the ticket just for your own understanding, but you're in. Welcome to the group. NFT time. glad to have you in there, bud. Yeah, so the Bitcoin conference is certainly telling as far as what the Bitcoin community is mostly interested in, which is number go up, not freedom go up. And the snakes and the swindlers and the senators and the politicians and all of the bullshit is, yeah, like you're saying, garnering support for their own interests. Bitcoin is a system of incentives. The incentives are going to ultimately win. But yeah, there's going to be some paper Bitcoin. There's going to be some fraud. There's going to be some over regulation after the mistakes come out. Yeah. More bullshit to come. But that's what we're used to. We're Bitcoiners. We're built on bullshit. This is how it works, man. But ultimately, Bitcoin, anything that doesn't kill Bitcoin makes it stronger. So come and get it, baby. Come and fuck up. Come and show us why we can't trust you. Come and show us why we can only trust Bitcoin. It does nothing but good, ultimately. End goal. Price might diverge from that, but ultimately nothing hurts Bitcoin. It only makes it stronger. All right. Shilling Army Moon, hola. Take a look at ICE. What the fuck is ICE? Keep asking for ICE. Barbarian, you got quite the shitcoin portfolio, my friend. Now, is it the cryptocurrency ICE? Or is it the Intercontinental Exchange Incorporated? I shouldn't say that you have a shitcoin portfolio before I even know what it is. I'm going to go ahead and say that it's the open network. So we'll take a look at that. Yeah. Nothing. Big nothing burger for now. Nothing burger in the middle of the range, which is not what you want. Nothing wrong with there's nothing bearish or bullish about middle of the range. It just means you can't do anything because we're in the middle of the range. You know, you don't buy anything that's in the middle of the range. You either buy a breakout of the top of the range or you buy the support of the bottom of the range. So middle of the range is just, I mean, if you're in, cool. If you're looking for a buy, no, don't buy. What does it do again? Let's take a look at what it does. Oh God, Binance Smart Chain, the Binance scam chain, the blueprint for the new internet. I've seen enough. That's enough. Moving on. Bitcoin open interest. So this is an interesting one. So open interest is climbing. What does that mean? That means people are trading with futures. They're trading with derivatives. The open interest, meaning that the amount of Bitcoin positions that are open is higher than the amount of spot positions. Leverage, it's just leverage. So there's leverage in the system that is climbing, but the fun thing is funding rates are declining. So what does that mean? It means people are shorting Bitcoin, which is great. We love it when fools short Bitcoin. So a lot of the market is saying that we are at a top and they are piling on shorts. Beautiful, beautiful. There's nothing like a short liquidation to get you excited in the morning here. So I would not be surprised that over the next couple of days, we do start pumping and these shorts get completely liquidated and we will get a liquidation cascade to the upside where Bitcoin just shoots up, you know, $10,000, maybe even $20,000. We don't know. It depends on the supply reflexivity of Bitcoin currently. But this is good to see. You want to see open interest climb while funding rates are going down. It means people are shorting. Fools be shorting. Let's take a look at the power law. Power law, we are above the power law, which historically speaking has been the acceleration phase. Now, we've come to this conclusion multiple times with different methods, saying that we are looking as though we are entering the acceleration phase of Bitcoin. And the power law is now confirming that as well. Once you get above the power law price, you enter an acceleration phase. This is the one that happened back in 2013 to 2015. Oh no, it was 2014. Yeah, 2013 to 2014 acceleration. Then we got above it here in 2017 to the end of 2017 acceleration. Then it happened here in 2020 to 2021 acceleration. And now we're above it again. Acceleration, man. All signs point to more upside. All signs point to continuation of the trend. All signs point to acceleration of the trend. I'm bullish. I am bullish. You bears aren't going to get in my way. You guys are going to be shocked. Like, for those who have just started subscribing to me over the last 3 years, man, when I flip bearish, you guys are going to hate me. I am a permabull right now. Listen, I'm a permabull when it matters. Eventually, I will become the most ruthless bear. And it's going to seem like I'm a completely different person. So much so that I usually, well, not usually, but I'm considering changing my name back to Baloo the Bear when that time comes. And I'll have this Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type situation going on. But yeah, right now we're bullish, and I'm relentlessly bullish. It is nothing but upside from here. We're going to $1 million. $1 million, we'll see. But, you know, I'm definitely open to that possibility. Excuse me. But once we flip, man, ruthless, relentless. I'll be a completely different person, and I'll lose half of my viewership. But, you know, I do what I do because it makes the most sense to me. When I'm bullish, I try to encourage people to look at the upside, and I'm usually right, and I usually help people experience most of the upside, get the meat in the middle. Don't flounder and pussy out of position, paper round out of position. The easiest thing for you to do when you're in a Bitcoin bull market is just hold Bitcoin and hold on to it for dear life, hodl for dear life. It's not easy. It's easy said, but it's not easily done. So you need people to really kind of add confidence to your position. Ultimately, trading is all about confidence. The more confident you are in your positions, the easier it is for you to trade. And the same goes on the bear side. Once we're in the bear, I don't care what the fuck is going on. We're going down. Oh, but they're going to sell the gold for Bitcoin. I don't care. We're going down. Oh, they're going to mandate that all global trade is going to be conducted in Bitcoin. I don't care. We're going down. So yeah, that time hasn't happened, but it will. It will. All right, we're coming up on the hour mark. We got to look at something else. What can we look at here? All those look like shit. Let's see what's trending on CoinMarketCap. Wallet Connect token. Oh yeah. Why does this token need to exist? If you're in Wallet Connect token, it might be a good time to sell. This looks like a top. It's only been around for a little while. But it's on Wallet Connect Network, the on-chain UX system. Native token of the Wallet Connect Network. I don't know. It's kind of not a very interactive site here. But it's Ethereum based, and that's interesting to me. We're seeing a lot, like, let's see what Arbitrum's doing actually. Optimism, built on optimism. Let's see what Arbitrum's doing. Nothing comparatively. Well, let's see what optimism's doing. Nothing. I don't know. Weird stuff going on the Ethereum front. Ethereum's doing shit. All of the side chains are doing shit, but then you do have these random coins doing well. All right, Chris, we will close things off with ZBCN. Do not disappoint me. I do not want to start the stream or end the stream disappointed. This better be good. This better be good. Zebek Network. Welcome to Zebek Network. Yeah, it's time to take profits, my friend. Time to take profits. ZBCN. ZBCN. What is this? 163 as far as coin ranking. It's a Solana shitcoin. Decentralized infrastructure network for seamless flows of real world value. So it's DPIN. I think DPIN is stupid. Doesn't mean you can't make money on it. I'm sure a lot of people are going to make a lot of money in DPIN. I just think it's stupid. You know what the biggest DPIN project is? Anyone want to hazard a guess as to what the largest DPIN play is? Bitcoin. Decentralized physical infrastructure, aka miners. But you gotta slap a new name on it. You're not gonna sell shit saying it's miners. All right. Well, I mean, I don't know. Could keep going. I don't know enough about it. Certainly overbought right now. So you might want to take some off the table. I don't know enough about this shitcoin. If the market continues in the direction that it's going, you could see more upside here, but we're at an 85 on the RSI. And that's on the weekly. So that's pretty high. That's pretty high. If you haven't taken any profits from this point, and you might have made entries down here, it's probably a good time to take some chips off the table. Not a clue. People are just blowing it up. Cool. I mean, if you're looking for an entry, certainly don't get into this one. There is no entry. You would be exit liquidity at this point. But if you bought anywhere around here, it's great entry, and probably time to take a little bit of profits. But yeah, cool. All right, not bad. Could have been worse. Not a bad little way to end off the show. Thank you all for joining in to the live stream. If you guys haven't already done so, go to blackbox.pro. That is BLKBöX.pro, and sign up for your free Bitcoin trading bot. It's super easy to get started. Click the get started button. Add an email, make a password, boom, you're in. Once you're in, go through the, log into your dashboard and click the join Discord tab. That'll automatically verify you into the Discord. We will see you guys on the other side. Until next time, please trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Peace.